I would get people that they doctors like, you need to go get a trainer. It'd be too late. It's never too late, but in reality it's too late. Because these people, they come in, they don't feel good, they don't look good, they're intimidated by how everybody else looks. The workouts hurt, they're not seeing results fast, so they give up, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, and it's unfortunate, but that's why people gotta like, if y'all listening, get addicted to this shit now, you know what I'm saying? If you got a belly, you fucking up, right? Listen, your waistline is a visual marker of, we are the Outlaws and Scholars podcast. When two seemingly contrasting worlds collide, the world of outlaws and the world of scholars. There's something appealing about the rebel. The rebel is dangerous.
Squat down like the little bitch you are and talk shit. If you want to talk shit, stand up like a man, motherfucker, and talk shit.
But you feel safe in his presence. And the intellectual, it's also appealing. May seem harmless from the outset, but when you hear him speak, you get a glimpse of just how formidable that man is.
You don't get freedom peacefully. Freedom is never safeguarded peacefully. Anyone who is depriving you of freedom isn't deserving of a peaceful approach by the ones who are being deprived of their freedom.
Neither one is someone that you want to fuck with. It's time to question everything that you believe. Here is the starting point to the journey of finding your answers. Enjoy the show. Yeah, so Dr. Holistic.
Indeed.
Dr. Holistic. Why do they call you Dr. Holistic?
Man, so essentially I had this pills to plants sort of transition.
What?
Pills to plants. So,
okay, for medication.
Yeah. So I was working for the FDA, working for the hospital as a clinical pharmacist, and then had this personal discovery where I healed myself. I got diagnosed with high blood pressure when I was 16. And
were you overweight?
No, I was an athlete, 10% body fat.
Interesting, yeah.
And I remember getting diagnosed. I had to, you have to go for a physical every football season, and I got diagnosed. That was the first time I got told I had high blood pressure. And throughout my adult life, I never saw my blood pressure normal. So I never saw my blood pressure normal.
Right.
Because that was the first time when I got diagnosed, I even heard about blood pressure. And so I'm in the hospital working, and one of the only few black professionals in there with a white coat. And so now black people are coming to me like asking me for advice, and I felt like a hypocrite. And so I said, you know what, I'm gonna heal me first, and then I'll be able to tell them. The unhealed version of you is the version of you that makes very different decisions than the healed version of you. And what I mean by that is when you're unhealed or in a state of dis-ease, which means that your body lacks peace, it means that you're not able to make decisions that are in the highest version of you.
Right.
Versus when you're healed, now you are perceiving the world in a very different way. You're not perceiving through pain and fear.
And it's interesting, man, because I see that on so many levels, not just the physical health, but the mental health, right? I've been in situations with people I care about that I would help out in certain situations. Let it be a situation where they can't get in touch with me, or I am not willing or can't help them the way that they need help or want help, and their whole temperament changes. They become a darker person, you know what I'm saying? And that's the same thing. They're not making decisions based off of any kind of homeostasis, even a psychological homeostasis, right? So it's, people gotta, man, it all comes down to like the individual. Each person has to be, like you said, their own physician. They have to take, people don't have any confidence in themselves. They don't know that they can heal themselves, right? Listen, you could live as long as you want to live, right? If you really study like biology in the human body, it looks like we're born to die, right? But death is like, it's called entropy, right? It's like the wear and tear of things in the body, right? And this is what's fascinating to me about like, as we keep going into the future and more technologies and more knowledge and understanding is developed, there's certain things that they didn't know about 10 years ago that we know about now. Absolutely. That can be fixed, right? Like cellular, people understanding cellular health and the health of their DNA and telomeres and stuff like that, how it's things that can repair these things. These things keep you alive longer, and it gives you a better, And I don't even care about the quantity of life. For me, it's the quality of life.
Absolutely. I think that's what people don't focus on. Like people are actually living longer.
Right.
But they're also living longer with disease.
They're just patched together.
Yeah, it's like you're spending the last 25 years of your life with dementia, diabetes, hypertension, a stroke here and there,
costing
a heart
lot of
attack
money
here and there.
Yeah.
It costs $17,000 to be a diabetic. That's just a diabetic.
Listen, when I see somebody overweight and we're sitting down talking and we're talking about the issue, I was like, yo, you an asshole. You an asshole to not get this shit under control. Why? Because at some point, your family is going to be stressed out, lifting your big ass up, taking you to and from the hospital because you could not stop eating. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody forcing this food on you. Fatness is not a disease. You know what I'm saying? It's a behavior issue, right? So I don't like this, obesity, disease. Like, nah, to me, that's giving people an out.
You know what part of what it is the addiction component. Like, a lot of it is addiction and people can't see it. So part of the addiction is the food. You know, they put certain chemicals in foods like MSG and food colorants and dyes that make you addicted to food. The other issue is also parasites and yeast in the body too. Most people are riddled with parasites and yeast, and they wake up and they make you hungry. They make you crave things that you're not supposed to eat as well.
Here's the thing, I'm hard on people though. I don't fuck with that addiction shit either. I'm gonna tell you why. Break it or die. You know what I'm saying? I think that sometimes people get outs, right? People, for some strange reason, want to be categorized in certain boxes, like weak boxes. Like, I got PTSD, post-traumatic stress. Like, nah, you went through bro, you a G. You grow. That's post-traumatic stress growth. But people rather be disorder.
But that's how you see it, because you built like that.
Right, but
you built different.
But
bro.
it's all about how I'm thinking, right?
Yes.
They could do the same thing.
You got to give them that mentality.
Got to give it to them. So people gotta like stop. Like, all right, you sickish, then you wanna die, or change it. You know what I'm saying?
You're going to die.
Live the life you want to live, and it's like it's not up to the doctor. I don't look. All these years I've been like physically active. I probably should have all kind of surgeries, but I just won't go to the doctor. I don't want to hear no bad news, and then it's stuck in my head, and like I gotta sit still and I end up healing myself. You know what I'm saying, bro? It was a time that my shoulders, I could feel them crunching. It was hurting so bad to bench press.
I popped my Achilles and went through the same thing. Never went to the doctor. You know.
So, and then just reading about the body wants to be perfect. It wants to heal, right? So you give it the environment to do that. And that's what I try to get across to people myself. That's more of a nuanced conversation I have like with my private students though. But like people gotta understand, like it's miraculous the things that you could do. Think about how crazy the human body is. If you get cut, it'll just heal itself.
100%.
You ain't gotta clean it, you ain't gotta do, you should, but I'm just saying it'll just heal itself.
Right.
To me, that fucks with my brain. It's like, wow, that's so incredible. You know what I'm saying? A bone will grow back stronger.
In the place that it broke.
That's crazy to me. People are not, like, these things fascinate me to a great degree. And I think that if people understood these things or even cared to look into these things, they would be amazed as well, and they would be like, you know what, I can do certain things to keep me more healthy, to keep me make me stronger, 100%. Things like that.
And I think that's the knowledge of self. The second part I was going to say, after finding your why, you got to have knowledge of self, because most people don't know that the body can heal itself. Like they're using stem cells today, like in ways that you can't imagine. Like you could take somebody who literally has a completely torn shoulder, somebody who can't lift their arm above their head here, give them a couple of injections of stem cells, and all of a sudden they have no pain in their shoulders. They grow a
third arm.
So, you know, so it's important that we know that there are things in the body. We have stem cells in the body. And you can naturally stimulate those stem cells in the body. You don't have to go get the injections.
How do you naturally stimulate them?
Well, one of the ways that you do is you got to be healthy to be able to do it. When the body is in survival mode, it can't do things that are in thriving mode. And most people's bodies are in survival mode. You know, if your body is riddled with high blood pressure, your blood sugars are high, you got inflammation all over your body, there's no way you can be in a mode where you can actually build.
This is the epitome of ancient wisdom and modern practices. Mental jewels is a nootropic or a smart drug. It enhances your memory and focus, boosts your mental clarity, it improves your cognitive functioning, and it elevates your mood and it mitigates stress. The ingredients, they're all from Mother Earth or Pachamama. Yesterday, I went on a walk with my daughter, and I said to her that her awesome is at a level 1,000. She said, no, Dad, it's 1,000 billion trillion. I said, that's a lot of awesome. Where do you keep all of that awesome at? She pointed at her head and her heart, then her arms and her legs. And I thought to myself, like, wow, this little girl gets it. And I don't think she even realizes how much she actually gets it. So I saw this as an opportunity for me to make that a very practical thing to her, because that's what I do, right? So I said, repeat after me, deoxyribonucleic acid. She looked confused and she tried. I said, come on, deoxyribonucleic acid. She tried, did a few times, and I said, don't worry about it, just say DNA. She said DNA. She said, Dad, what's DNA? What is that? I said, DNA is digital information. The information is genetic instructions. It's a very complicated code that articulates the development of you. And everyone has DNA. Your DNA determines your height, your hair, your eyes, your smile, literally everything about you. I asked, do you know where you get your genetic instructions from, or your DNA? She pondered on it for a minute. I seen her use her deductive reasoning, and she said, you and Mommy? I said, correct, very good. While you have some of the same genetic instructions that we do, your full DNA sequence is entirely your own. There's no one else in the world with the same DNA as you. And she got it. She said, so my awesome is DNA? I said, yep. And you're right, you do have a lot of it. See, this is how I approach all things in life. Everything has to be practical. Everything should make sense. The imagination of a child is fertile. The imagination of an adult is disciplined. I've learned through my children to merge the two, allowing the mind to produce what comes natural to it. Now, this doesn't have a direct correlation to mental jewels, but I thought it was a cute story. People gotta think about the heart. That muscle, organ, does not stop working.
Ever.
You know what I'm saying? And people do so many bad things to it.
Yeah.
So it's like, so I learned about when we was younger, my father he was overweight for a hot second. He was tripping and he had a heart attack, right? So we learned all about the heart back then. Yeah. So I'm like, that shit scared me to like never, the doctor was like, the cardiologist was like, look, if you do X amount of cardio, X amount of times a week, you'll never get a heart attack. You develop so many capillaries and veins and vessels to your heart, there's always blood able to flow in and out, right? Say less, you know what I'm saying? This is the kind of information that need to be put out there on a broad level, more mainstream, and put in a pill that people are going to digest.
Yeah.
We got to mix the medicine and the ice cream. Yep. Because, you know, unfortunately, the most beneficial types of information is not the most popular content. Yep. Right? So we got to find ways to like really just get it out there to the people, because this information can save lives. Yeah. And it's so simple. To me, it's so simple.
It's simple, but it's work. That's why people don't want it.
But if they get ahead of the work, it ain't work.
Yes.
They get it. I try to tell people, get addicted to going to the gym now. Like now, you're the youngest you'll ever be right now.
Changing your mentality.
Get into it now. That way because look, when I used to work as a trainer in the gym, I would get people that they doctors like, you need to go get a trainer. It'd be too late. It's never too late, but in reality, it's too late. Because these people, they come in, they don't feel good, they don't look good. Yeah. They're intimidated by how everybody else look. The workouts hurt. They're not seeing results fast, so they give up. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, and it's unfortunate, but that's why people gotta like, if y'all listening, get addicted to this shit now. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? If you got a belly, you fucking up, right? Listen, your waistline is a visual marker of possible type 2 diabetes or heart disease. You know what I'm saying?
It's one of the greatest predictors of your health.
It's that, right? So it's like, people gotta, and I talk to so many people, and I be like, especially our people, like, yo, you get your blood work? Oh yeah, I'm good. You 380, bro, you ain't good. I can look at you and see your eyes are yellow all the time. You're not good. So we be so in denial. But look, I got homies, bro, like big dudes, not obese, but still a little chubby and muscular, but chubby.
Right.
That's died, bro.
Yep.
Had a heart attack, didn't realize it. Had another one, it's a wrap.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, and you know, it's unfortunate because, you know, we're dying younger and younger. And I think the most unfortunate part is that nobody's looking at that and saying that, okay, this is an example of why I need to get my health together.
Right.
Most people are looking at it and saying to themselves, like, this is an unfortunate, isolated incident.
Right, nah.
And when you look at it from that perspective, you can't see yourself in them, so you can't put yourself in their shoes.
Right.
And as a result, you can't do anything for yourself. And that's why people stay stuck in the position. That's why 75% of Americans are overweight or obese.
75%. That's so crazy. And you got, I try to see when I'm talking to somebody, I try to appeal to whatever I feel like might work with them.
Yeah.
And it could be, it's like, bro, don't you care about how you look? How people are gonna treat you? Like, you get treated differently when you're in shape.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like, you feel better. Like, if you're out there dating, the range of you to choose from is greater, right? It's so many benefits to it. So it's like me, I'm always thinking of ways to deliver that message.
Yeah, because everybody's gonna be different.
Right, and what motivates people is gonna be different.
Yeah.
But you know, for me it's like, I got an ego. You know what I'm saying? I can't be walking around with no gut.
Yeah.
You feel me? I don't want my kids looking at me like, I guess that's my dad.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? When my daughter was little, we do the daddy-daughter dances. I used to be like, yo, why everybody got this little vest on? I didn't get the memo. But what it is like a little man girdle. They were like, wear the vest. I guess they think they would like make them look tight up in here.
Oh, okay.
It's all real thick up in here, right? But nobody dancing. Me and Kai, the only ones out there dancing.
Gotcha.
They just not confident. They don't feel good because they don't look good.
Right.
And like, we all young. Like, what y'all doing?
Yep.
So it's crazy, man. Like you gotta earn a belly.
Yep.
Be 70.
The same way you gotta earn a six pack.
Right.
It's gotta be earned.
So it's like, maybe when I'm like 90, I'm gonna get fat. I'm like, fuck it. Yeah. I want to eat all of it. I know that's real. That's real. I like to think that though.
Doing it.
Yeah, I'm just hooked on like feeling a certain way,
feeling amazing,
and doing a certain. I like to get up every morning and do difficult shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Train, sauna, like the whole nine. So, and I don't see that ever changing. You know what I mean? If I don't hit the sauna after my workout, it's like, I gotta go back.
Right.
I gotta do all of the things. And people gotta understand, man, like, it's so many, I go in depth on, because one thing about me is I'm very practical about everything, right? So sauna, meditation, like I can give people like the physiological, like I can give people the studies on why this is effective and how this helps you. So, and you know, I just tell people follow my lead. I'm only going to do things that's beneficial to me.
Right.
If y'all do what I do, you're going to be good.
Right.
Chances are, you know. And I love the fact that we connected. I get to open up my people to you and your information. That's giving them a whole nother component of health, a whole nother perspective. You know what I mean? And you come with a lot of credibility because you're in academia.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's dope.
Yeah. And I think the benefit is that, you know, two ideologies come together, and there are things that you know that I don't know, and there's things that I specialize in that you don't necessarily specialize in. So when the collaboration comes together, the people get the full benefit.
100%.
And I think one thing I admire about you is your work ethic in building your own body. And I think people don't look at their bodies like temples. And I think if people started to look at their bodies like temples, they'll be less likely to bring things in their temple that are bad.
Right.
And they'll be more consistent with doing things to make their temple stronger as well too. And I think that's the big mindset that people have to take.
You know what it is? It's so many things that are bad that are fun. Let's say alcohol. I don't do alcohol, but let's say alcohol. but people will indulge. I'm like, get to a baseline weight. Get to where you want to be before thinking about any of that kind of stuff. Even like cheat foods, right? And then calibrate, fast the next day or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So, you know, but people will just indulge. And see me, I don't believe in people like a man having too much fun. I think that's a slippery slope and that's very dangerous.
No, I agree with you with that.
You know, when you're chasing pleasure, it's short-lived, and chances are the things that you're doing to get the pleasure is not that good for you.
Yeah.
You know? So I always try to tell people, like, find fun. For me, fun is creating things. I like fun is creating an environment for my people to have fun, right? I'm good. I take a nap. Yeah. That's fun for me. You know what I'm saying? I take a nap, play some chess, chill. You know what I mean? So, you know.
I definitely got to get with you on the chess.
Oh yeah, we run it. You want to go tonight? We at chess club tonight.
We chessing?
It's dope. It's a vibe. It's a vibe. It's like music. It ain't like boring.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's dope. It's dope.
Yeah. I gotta get with you.
And there's a couple grandmasters there.
Oh really?
Yeah, they will my ass.
Okay.
Yo, Cat, I was playing a grandmaster 2 weeks ago. He gave me 2 queens, smashed me. I had 2 queens. He smashed me.
Gotcha.
There's levels to it, bro.
Gotcha.
And that alone keeps me in it.
Yeah.
To close that gap.
And I think that's a huge part of healing and health too, is iron sharpens iron.
100%.
And a lot of times what happens is the people that people surround themselves with are enabling them into the habits that are
they're doing the
keeping them
same
where
things.
they are. Instead of getting in a group of people or surrounding yourself around people who are where you want to be.
Right.
I always tell people, like, I don't always want to be the big homie in the room.
Yeah.
Sometimes 100%. I want to be the little homie.
Bro, my lifestyle is very humbling.
Yeah.
I be with the homies on their yacht. I'm like, all right, that's what's up. On the PJ, I'm like, oh yeah. Oh yeah, I'll be always on the flight. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta get yourself around people.
I love that, and it inspired. I'm inspired to get it too.
Yeah.
This is my brother right here. He be so, look, he used to put sugar in his coffee. I used to be like, what are you, it was bizarre to me. Yeah. I'm like, yo, what are you doing? He was like, man, I'm a grown ass man. Like, hey, but it stopped though. It changed. You know what I'm saying? After a while, I was annoying enough, and I only said it because I care about this motherfucker.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, but that's how it's got to be. Steel sharp as steel. And I tell anybody around me, you see me on some dumb shit, you better. If you don't tell me, I mean, you don't care about me. Yeah. And that's fucked up.
And that's what men do. Men check men.
Exactly.
You know, with love though. But men, you gotta check your.
I chin check him every now and then, but nah. I'm kidding. He's really mean to me, but you know, that's my bro. Yeah, but nah, that's what's up. So what else? What all do you have going on right now? How can people tap in?
Yeah, so right now we're on our Heal My People tour, which has been going amazing. We did New York, Boston, Atlanta. We still got more cities to come as well too, DC, LA.
So these are speaking events?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did y'all do here?
Yeah. No, we're coming here next month.
Okay.
We did.
Let me know.
Yeah, we did. We did Canada. We did Montreal, Toronto. We did the UK. We did Birmingham and London.
That's dope. I've been through Birmingham a bunch.
Yeah.
How was it out there?
It was nice.
Which place did you like the most?
Outside of the U.S.?
Yeah.
I would say London showed a lot of
London.
love.
London, they out there, bro.
Yeah, they showed a lot.
London tapped in.
Yeah.
UK is tapped in.
Yeah. So I won't say I was surprised, but I was surprised by the energy and the, the energy level that they came with, and the attention, the questions that they were asking. Like, it just shows you that they're hungry. I've
been a bunch, but just work stuff. I want to go out there and kick it, like get in the hood with them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I got some friends out there.
Gotcha.
Cats I met through one of my good friends out here, Simeon Panda. He's from out there.
Okay.
So when his people come, we all connect, and it's a vibe. They're dope.
Yeah.
So we stay in touch. So I want to get out there and just get it in with them. You know what I'm saying? Let's see what my cousin's doing out here.
Indeed.
You know what I'm saying? With no guns.
Yeah.
They're like, it's dangerous to knives. I'm like, yeah. It ain't like here, but I want to feel it out though. They got culture. This is interesting. I was reading a study about black all right, descendants of slaves in America, descendants of slaves in the Caribbean that come to America, and it talked about how the Caribbean side, they become way more successful than the ones that's just here. Now, my grandparents was from the Caribbean, right? And I always tell my grandmother, she's a very, like, I don't like Tyler Perry because he projects grandmas as some wild dumb shit. I'm like, that ain't my grandmother. My grandmother was a classy, educated woman, right?
Yeah.
And I understood to a degree this study. It was talking about how in the Caribbean, it said, why are the blacks in America not successful, but the ones in the Caribbean, they all went through the same thing, they're all black, what happened? But it said that in America, we were devoid of any kind of culture. You know what I'm saying? The Caribbean, they still maintain their culture to a great degree of the Africans, right? But in America, it wasn't. So this is interesting. They talked about ebonics, like slang talk, all of that. You know where that comes from? It comes from West England. Right?
That makes sense.
They call them rednecks out there and hillbillies there. Those were the people that we was most in contact with in the South.
Yep, 100%.
Because they came from there straight to the South. And all blacks in America is by way of the South. You know what I'm saying? Georgia, Virginia, all of that. So we, like the dialect, the lingo, if you listen to Scottish people, if you listen to Ireland people,
sounds very
even
similar.
like Conor McGregor.
Yeah.
We be this, we be that,
Sounds
like all of that.
similar,
It's interesting. So it kind of put things in perspective. I don't know how I got on that, but.
Well, I think the point you were trying to make is that, you know, as we were moving around on this tour, what you can kind of see is
we're talking about different locations.
Connecting with different people and going around, and you're starting to see all of these trends. And that's what we're starting to see too, as we go around and we're talking about health and healing, and we're discovering what people in different regions, what are their barriers.
Right.
And what I'm noticing is that many of them are very similar, you know, amongst our people. Like a lot of the barriers to, you know, taking a leap towards reclaiming their health, a lot of them are very, very similar.
So you see that amongst our people. That might be amongst all people.
Indeed.
Yeah, because it seems to me that the people who are in these gatekeeper positions keep people deaf, dumb, and blind, figuratively speaking, because it makes their job easier. It's like keeping a kid busy with an iPad, like here, or go play a video game. Right? You're not really engaging with them, things of that nature. So, like, I got an 8-year-old daughter. She's like an adult, the way she speaks, and when she does presentations at school, it's so different her from the other kids. It's like they're not articulate. It's just weird, right? And she's like an adult, witty, snarky, like all of the things, right? And I love that. That's because for me, man, it's about real love, right? First, you can't love nobody without loving yourself. I have a high degree of love for myself and a high degree of love for anyone I say I love you to. So I treat them as such. And just saying I love you is just words. Love is like, what are you doing? I'm sacrificing my time to teach you this, that, and the third, or to spend time with you, or to answer these questions. And that's something that I feel like I learned as I got, you know, as an adult, because when I was young, it wasn't no, you don't, because I said so. It was that kind of shit, right?
Me too.
Shut up. I was like, what? I could never tell about shut up. I can't even talk to my kids like that.
But that's the elevation in parenting, because, you know, here in the States, that was what was
taught to us.
And
how we were treated.
And so because of that, that's how we treated our children. But if you go, I'll give you a for instance, a lot of my homies are Nigerian. And sometimes I'm talking to like some of their little brothers and sisters who are like in the 3rd and 4th grade, and they already know algebra. You know, and I'm talking to them, and they're already reading books that adults read. And you start to understand how this is developing the mind very differently, but you also see how they parent differently too. They talk to them. There's no Google Gaga. It's like it's adult conversation. And so I think it's really important that we start to kind of not only look at how we are developing our brains as adults, but also how we're participating in that process for our children as well too. Because they're the next generation.
Listen, they are our pathway, our gateway to eternal life.
Yeah.
Right? The seeds that we plant in them, once we're gone, it's still growing in them.
Yep.
They pass it down to their seed. It just keeps going. That's how we live forever. That's what all humanity wants. That we all want to live forever.
Yeah.
But what does that mean? It's not possible to physically be here forever.
Correct.
Right? In this current state. So we're here through our offspring.
Yeah.
Right? So that's how I see it, and I have a huge sense of urgency to put as much as I can in my seeds, because it's like, I think it's a dope position you can control this person's life. You could set this person up to possibly be one of the greatest XYZ, you know what I'm saying? To me, that's a beautiful thing, and to me, that's what life's about, for me at least.
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine walking this earth and not having my seeds, my offspring, So I've been a parent all my life, my adult life, so that's all I know.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be comfortable if I wasn't.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be that good of a person if I wasn't, honestly.
No, I agree.
That's my anchor.
Yeah.
I'd be on some serious, like Hugh Hefner. If I didn't have kids, that's some Dan Hefner, Bilzerian, you know what I'm saying? All of the things.
Mike Hefner.
Times 10, like worse or better, however you look at it.
Yeah, I agree, bro. I mean, I had a son when I was 15 years old. So
you big papa. That's big papa right there. Your
not
son,
only
your
all
homie.
my adult life,
He
I've
your
been a
homie,
parent,
your child, all your life.
My childhood life.
So most of your life.
Most of my
That's
life.
That's crazy. That's dope.
Yeah. So I know what it takes to not only be a father, but I know what it means.
So you a serious person.
Yeah.
Because I just think about, like, my son is 18. He's still a kid.
Yeah.
There's no way he could have a kid.
Yeah.
You was 15 with a kid.
15.
That's crazy.
15 with a kid, and so, my life shifted very early.
Yeah.
Like, the games were over, like, super early for me.
You was getting it in at 15.
I was getting it in before 15.
Young legend.
Yeah. But, I had a rough life growing up, bro. So, like, for me,
it don't sound like it. It sounded like that was great.
That incident may have been great, but I think about my life. I just wrote a book called Life is My Groove, because I believe that life is just constantly teaching us.
Yeah.
And by the time I was 12, I watched one of my friends murder another one of my friends. I lost my cousin. He was chased by the police. They ran him off the road and
I can relate to all of that.
and I had another friend commit a double homicide. So I lost my whole crew. By the time I was 13, 14 years old.
See, bro, I don't think that's a rough life, though. That's a rich life. Because you have experiences and perspectives that most people will never, if they do experience that, they'll be broken.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? You're not. So that makes you so much more profound, and you have so much more, you're so much more qualified to be a leader, because I've been through that, but it's okay. I've gotten out of it. Very similar. I've seen all of that kind of shit too.
Yeah.
And that's why I don't relate to, like, trauma to a degree, because, like, these were lessons. So you're not damaged.
Yeah.
You're more refined. You have more experience. You have more experience from that well to draw from, to give to people.
Right.
And to me, that's beautiful.
Yeah. So I think my son was let me slow him down.
Right.
That was
Look, when you powerful like that, you got to be slowed down. You need that
down.
entropy. You need to be, all right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and
I needed it too.
slowed me down.
I needed it too.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm a lot to deal with. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, my children definitely anchor me 100%.
Yeah.
And listen, whatever, it's no nobility in just I'm anchored just because, like, whatever you can use to hold you down, to keep you grounded, use it. I think that's ideal. That's dope.
Yeah. Because even electricity has to be grounded. So.
Right.
And I think that's exactly, my son got me focused.
Mm-hmm.
I was like this before him, and then when he came in the picture, it went like this.
Yeah.
And all the distractions, they were gone. Like everything just disappeared from me. And so I give thanks for that, and then the life experiences in and of themselves, they're just lessons to me.
Right.
Yeah.
All lessons.
Yep.
Well, bro, I appreciate sharing space and time with you.
Yeah.
Please come again. Let's do this again. Let's run it back.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. And let the people know where to find you at.
Yeah, so on YouTube, I'm Dr. Bobby Price. Instagram, Dr. Holistic, DOCTOR. Website, drbobbyprice.com. And just remember, the healed version of you is the highest version of you. And we're also always striving for the parts of ourselves that are illuminated, that are divine. And there are divine parts in and of you. You just have to be willing to take that journey.
That's dope.
Cool, bro. Appreciate you.